our group have purchased an accurate TRIOS optical nitrate sensor in order to do our own water testing, because we do not trust the monitoring or conclusions of ECan scientists. I had previously made a detailed submission at an ECan managed hearing against Trustpower's application to amend the flows prescribed in the Rakaia River National Water Conservation Order 1988 in order to gain certainty of allocation of a further 57 cubics of Rakaia water that had previously been consented for the Bar Hill Chertsey irrigation and Central Plains water enhancement irrigation schemes, but which could not be extracted under the existing Rakaia Water Conservation Order. While researching for this hearing, I became aware that the out-of-river use of this water would cause unmanageable nitrate leaching in central Canterbury. I have come to realise that water allocation hearings and ECan staff rely on models in lieu of real studies. Models such as RIHAB Sim, River Hydraulic Habitat Simulation, Aquifer Sim, and Overseer. Models are routinely used to provide conceptual understanding of complex issues. They are cheaper and less time-consuming than the comprehensive studies they replace. However, models cannot provide reliable answers and are therefore unsuited for regulatory purposes. None of these models can be validated or verified, yet hearing commissioners and ECan rely on these models as evidence for irrigation hearings and for ECan's ongoing farm environment plans. It is critical that decision makers are informed of the assumptions and limitations inherent in such models. The model's answers are not facts. One of the methods ECan and irrigation scientists promote as a means to manage nitrate leaching is replacing flood or border dike irrigation with precision irrigation. A recently published study has found the opposite occurs. Monitoring conducted from 2006 to 2017 on the Rangitata-Hines Plains, where these consents are located, after the flood irrigation was replaced by precision irrigation, has found the zone's aquifer level was depleted by up to 17 metres, while nitrate levels increased markedly. Agency-captured science has resulted in poor decision-making at ECan-managed irrigation hearings, which in turn has resulted in gross over-allocation and pollution of Canterbury's fresh water. Our iconic braided rivers, lowland aquifers, and aquifer-fed lowland rivers are now seriously degraded and getting worse. Since stage 2 of Central Plains water was completed in October 2018, nitrate levels in the Selwyn River have increased by up to 50%. This is due to an increase in nitrate levels in the shallow aquifer from which the lower Selwyn River flows are sourced. Nitrate that is leached from the recently developed Central Plains water irrigation schemes. We are now 10 months into the second year of the Federation's testing of the Selwyn River. So at Chamberlain's Ford, the average result for the 10 months is around 9.8 milligrams per litre nitrate N. A response by an ECan scientist is that this nitrate was most likely the result of farming practices 30 years ago, and that it takes 10 years for nitrate to pass through the groundwater. Well, the Federation has accessed a peer-reviewed paper stating the subsurface flows in the Selwyn River take 2 to 40 days. Anglers have noted the disappearance of trout from the lower Selwyn and Hines rivers. This is due to direct toxicity from lethal nitrate levels killing trout, eggs and fry. As well as nitrate pollution, many once permanent spring-fed rivers and streams, such as the Irwell River, simply dry up during summer, due to over-allocation of groundwater for irrigation. The Rakaia River's once internationally and nationally recognised salmon and sea trout fisheries have collapsed. Stockwell smelt, which is on the international red list of endangered species, once the most abundant native fish at several of Canterbury's braided river mouths, is near extinction. In November 2019 ECan elections, the reign of government-appointed pro-irrigation commissioners ended and ECan returned to full democracy. Unfortunately, ECan scientists do not appear to have changed their culture at this date. Until the new councils received an unembellished accounting of Canterbury's freshwater crisis, they will be unable to make the hard decisions needed to restore and enhance Canterbury's freshwater, which is their statutory obligation under Section 30 of the RMA. The lack of urgency ECan is showing to sort out a region's freshwater is disturbing. The non-notified rolling over of bulk irrigation pollution consents for another 10 years is unacceptable.
No! Clean water, yes! 9